Right, quick test. If you know what a Banda Machine smells like, or why you had to put 50 pence in the telly, then welcome home. We're taking a trip back to the decade that taste forgot. I've compiled the ultimate list of 50 items that defined growing up in 1970s Britain, actual things that existed, that we used, that we thought were normal. Count how many you remember as we go. If you get over 40, well, your knees probably crack when you stand up, and you definitely remember when Top of the Pops was actually on. This is the complete test. 50 things. School, toys, home, food, telly, all of it. Let's see if you're officially British Gen X or just a tourist with nostalgia. Here we go. Number 1. The Banda Machine. Not just a copier, an addiction. That purple ink on fresh worksheets that every single kid sniffed the second it was handed out. The smell of spirit and impending tests. If you didn't sniff your worksheet, you weren't there. Number 2, the sack race. A health and safety nightmare waiting to happen. Sports day meant jumping in dirty jute sacks that probably held potatoes the day before. Half the class face planted, the other half twisted ankles. Nobody cared, and you got a sticker if you finished. Number 3, school milk. A third of a pint. In winter it froze solid, and the cream popped the foil cap off. In summer it sat in the sun until it was warm and slightly chunky. You drank it anyway because the teacher watched. That taste never leaves you. Number 4. Wallpapering your books. We didn't have fancy binders. You got leftovers of your mum's wood chip wallpaper or whatever brown pattern was in the cupboard, and you covered your exercise books. If you were really good, you got sticky back plastic, but most of us got paste and creases. Number 5. The knit nurse. Pure terror. The metal comb scraping your scalp in front of the whole class while she muttered and checked for eggs. If she found something, everyone knew. The walk of shame home with a note for your mum about special shampoo. Number 6. Indoor PE without your kit. Forgot it? Right then, you're doing gymnastics anyway. No excuses. No sitting out. Just you, in front of the whole class, wishing the floor would swallow you up. Ultimate humiliation. You never forgot your kit again. Lesson learned. Number 7. The TV trolley. Giant wooden cabinet on wheels with doors that squeaked rolled in for special occasions. Look and read. School's programs. The whole class went silent when that trolley appeared because telly at school felt slightly forbidden. Number 8. Shatterproof rulers. Marketed as unbreakable. Shattered almost instantly into sharp transparent bits the second you flicked them on the desk edge. Then they'd get waved around until the teacher confiscated them, and that was the end of that. Number 9. Log tables. Before calculators, we had books. Actual books full of numbers you had to look up to do maths. Find the logarithm. Cross-reference. Write it down. Took forever. Made no sense. But that's how it was done. Number 10. British Bulldogs. The playground game that was pure chaos. Run from one end to the other while kids in the middle tried to drag you down onto the tarmac. Someone always got hurt. School always banned it. You played it anyway. Number 11. Clackers. 2 heavy acrylic balls on string that you smashed together until they exploded, which they did regularly. Bits flying everywhere. Banned eventually, but not before half the country had concussions and smashed knuckles. Number 12. The Raleigh Chopper. The bike. Gear stick on the frame that was absolutely lethal if you crashed. The sissy bar at the back that your mate would sit on. Looked cool. Handled like a shopping trolley. Everyone wanted one. Number 13. Action Man with eagle eyes. The little lever at the back that made his eyes move left and right. Creepy as hell. The flock hair felt weird and came off in patches. You'd lose his tiny boots within a week, and his hands would snap off, but he was indestructible otherwise. Number 14. Sub-U-Toe. Flicking tiny plastic footballers on a pitch that never lay flat. Crushing them with your knees when you leaned in too far. Losing the ball under the sofa. Rose over whether that was handball. The most British game ever invented. Number 15. Tiny Tears. The doll that cried real tears and wet herself. Basically a practice baby that smelled of damp plastic and came with a tiny bottle you'd inevitably lose. She was slightly creepy and her eyes clicked when you laid her down. Number 16. Buckaroo. The spring-loaded donkey. The tension as you added another tiny saddle or pan waiting for him to buck and throw everything across the room. Worse than a horror film for stress. You'd hold your breath every single turn. Number 17. Space hoppers. The orange ball with a face and handles. Smelled of rubber. Bouncing around the garden completely out of control. Impossible to steer. You'd slam into fences and walls and just bounce off and carry on. Number 18. Etch a sketch. Spending literal hours drawing staircases because you couldn't draw curves. The frustration of getting almost to the end of a picture and accidentally jogging it. Everything gone. Start again. Character building. They called it. Number 19, swing ball. Tennis ball on a string attached to a pole. You'd whack it as hard as possible until either the pole fell over or the string wrapped completely around and stopped. More aggressive than actual tennis. Excellent for sibling rivalry. Number 20, stylophone. The little electronic keyboard that buzzed when you touched the metal strips with the stylus. Made famous by Rolf Harris. Tinny. Annoying. Your parents hated it. You'd play Jingle Bells badly until the battery died. Number 21, the paraffin heater. That smell. The hallway reeked of it. The constant worry of knocking it over and causing chaos. It stood there glowing orange while you huddled around it because the rest of the house was freezing. Number 22, polystyrene ceiling tiles. If your house had these, your ceiling was basically foam stuck overhead, textured, cream-colored, absolutely everywhere. Nobody talked about safety. They just put them up and forgot about them. Number 23, the chip pan. Metal basket permanently sitting in hot fat on the stove. The smell, the danger, the regular chip pan incidents that made the news. Every family had one. Every family had at least one moment where things got a bit too close for comfort. Number 24, the coin meter. Pay-as-you-go electricity. The telly going off mid-program because the meter ran out of 50 pence pieces. Your dad muttering while hunting for coins in coat pockets as you sat in the dark waiting for the power to click back on. Number 25, the Goblin Teasmaid. The hissing bedside robot that woke you up and made tea. It rattled and bubbled and occasionally misbehaved. The height of 1970s automation. Your nan probably had one, and it slightly terrified you as a child. Number 26, rotary dial phones. Dialing a 0 took forever. Your finger in the hole, pulling it round, waiting for it to click back. The posh version was the trim phone that trilled instead of rang and made you feel like James Bond lived in your house. Number 27, shag pile carpets. Deep, usually brown or orange. Impossible to hoover. Things disappeared into them, never to be seen again. Lego bricks. Coins. Dignity. You'd rake it with your fingers trying to find stuff. The texture still haunts you. Number 28, patterned wallpaper. Swirls so loud they gave you migraines. Brown, orange, occasionally yellow. Geometric shapes that made you dizzy. Every wall different. Matching didn't exist. Your entire childhood happened inside a kaleidoscope. Number 29, the soda stream. Get busy with the fizzy. The machine that made questionable fizzy drinks with syrups that tasted of chemicals and hope. The loud wheezing noise when you press the button. The bottles that would burst if you overdid it. Peak 1970s. Number 30, twin tub washing machines. 2 drums, 1 washed, 1 spun. You had to physically move the wet clothes from one to the other using wooden tongs. They'd try to escape, and you'd end up soaked. Took all day to do 1 load. Number 31, Angel Delight. Whisking powder and milk into a butterscotch cloud. The strawberry one was pink. The chocolate one was brown. Neither tasted like what it claimed to be, but you ate bowls of it anyway. Pudding sorted in under 3 minutes. Number 32, Vesta curries. Dehydrated curry bricks you added water to. Came with crispy noodles that were basically fried cardboard. The curry was luminous yellow. Tasted of very little and ambition. Your mum served it when she wanted to seem exotic and international. Number 33, Spam. Served with everything. Fried Spam, baked Spam, Spam fritters. That gelatinous coating when you open the tin, the key that never worked properly, so you'd end up using a tin opener anyway. Peak protein for the masses. Number 34, Arctic roll. Sponge wrapped around ice cream. Sunday tea staple. Tasted faintly of freezer and cake that had seen better days. You'd saw through it with a bread knife, and it would compress into nothing. But it was dessert, so you were grateful. Number 35, wagon wheels. The eternal debate. Were they actually bigger in the 70s, or have our hands just grown? Everyone swears they were massive. The marshmallow, the chocolate, the jam, perfection in biscuit form, even if they did shrink mysteriously over the decades.